I'm talking to him?
Yeah.
Just tell me when. Really, it's when? Is it when on Bohemia Live? This is Kyle Elizabeth Wood. And ooh, we've been a little spookier. We've got fiends, we've got furry friends. We've got a little bit of everything tonight on Bohemia. Did I say live? Ooh. Or are we Bohemia Dead? Are we Bohemia Dead?
No, yes.
I'm introducing my new sidekick. This is Jody. But Jody is not mic'd, so Jody is going to have to talk into my scary, scary bosom here. Go ahead.
Okay, hi Kyle.
So Jody is the president of Salinas Valley Book Adventures, and that's
Yeah.
how we met.
It is. We have a great book club.
Remember,
We have so
talk-
much fun.
Talking to that.
Like right there.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So we get you. Go ahead. Explain what we do.
In our book club, we choose a book, and then I choose an adventure. And some of my book club members have gotten very good at choosing their adventures, like Kyle. We went to her house because we were going to ask her as the author of the book Tilly Lewis, The Tomato Queen, and ask the author our questions that we had from reading her book. After we discussed it, then we got to try on fur coats that Kyle brought from Tilly Lewis's collection. Oh my gosh, everybody had fun.
We did. Now, with the Halloween motif, I discovered that Mrs. Lewis passed away in 1977, and we understand that Tilly still haunts the plants in Stockton. And I'm not kidding.
Wow.
She drags her little husband, goes, come on, Meyer, we're going to be late. In the middle of the night, they hear, come on, Meyer, we're going to be late. Meanwhile, we're going to be late if we don't get busy. Jody, you're going to have a seat.
I am.
Look, I can boss her around.
Yeah.
Off with you, spooky girl. And I'm going to introduce Jill from the Woo Green Mansion, but she'll tell you more about that in a moment. Whoa, is she a pretty thing or what?
Hey, girlfriend.
She brought a friend.
I brought a little surprise
I'm
here
coming
for
around
you,
this way.
sugar.
Oh, look at all
You're over
this.
here. Get the camera. Say hi. No? Treat first. There you go. Well, how are you?
I'm terrific. Good to see you. Can I get that close?
Let's get
to this
that
big
boob
ol-
hug.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot we're supposed to keep it.
Two blondes.
Yeah.
Now, she is from Vegas, so we're going to take a moment and do our
Yes.
Vegas thing.
Yes, it's very sad. I live 3 miles from the Strip, and so many people were affected. And it's just overwhelming. I just can't even take it in yet.
But
That
we'll
just
try to
happened.
be happy for
Yes.
you tonight.
Yes, yes.
Meanwhile, you have this beautiful mansion, and I came waltzing into it the other day.
You sure did. You sure
It's
did.
gorgeous. 1886.
86.
And it's haunted, yes or no?
It's definitely haunted. That's one reason that I wanted to come here today, since Halloween is getting close. Harry Ashland Green is definitely with us. We have this little ring machine that senses when people walk by, and me and my girlfriend will walk out there because we'll hear motion, and there's no one out there, and we keep hearing all these different footsteps going down the items or the stairs, and kind of freaky, to tell you the truth.
So who do you think the ghost is?
It is Harry Green, yes, because the people that we bought the house from told us about it on the first walkthrough after we had bought the house, just figuring we might not buy it if we knew, but he said it's a friendly ghost. So I guess he's just there checking on the property, which is always nice. Someone's got a prick.
And I noticed when I came in that you have antiques and fine furnishings.
Yes, we do. We do. We have a complete array of Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Victorian hand fans. We even have these wonderful, like, little sterling silver items.
It's a top.
It's a top, and one says work, sell high, play golf, hire assistant, buy low, or leave early.
Golf, it says?
right? Yeah.
I'm
So you
gonna
spin it,
do some ghoulish golf today.
And today you should leave early. Ooh.
Not from here, we won't.
No, but after that.
Yes, exactly. and doggy things.
We have
you have little dog rooms.
Yeah, we have high-end dog products, but at really reasonable prices, and they're really cute. This is the iPod instead of the iPad. It's really cute. And we have like champagne, mutt, and Shandog Imperial. It's just a lot of really fun little things.
Did I notice a towel that said, "Dog fur is my glitter"?
Oh yeah, that's one of our best sellers. The cat fur is our glitter is definitely like the #1 seller. And we have all these little cute, crazy little
can she
beds.
drive? Oh my gosh.
Yes, this is her Furry instead of Ferrari.
Adorable.
Hi, say hi. And it's got all these cute little things. And then she likes this one too, the Sniffy and Co., just like Tiffany. And she really likes sitting on that one. Huh, you like that one the best, huh? So,
And you have photographs?
I do. So here, I don't know if the camera will be able to see this. This is Harry Green.
Walt's on the other side so they can get a glimpse of this beautiful gown.
Sorry.
I'm up
That's the only thing is back in the late 1800s, they had these big
I was in your pants.
hoop skirts. And in the early 1900s, when they switched to the Victorian, what's the name of it? Dang it. Anyways, it got a little bit slimmer. And then we had Coco Chanel that brought us into being able to actually wear things that we could sit down. So this particular one is from the late 1800s. And then you'll be able to tell the difference. There's square, by the period.
May we look at the slips?
Yes.
Because I'm all about just getting right in there. Look at that. I mean, look, it actually has hoops.
Isn't that cute?
It's cute. So it's got hoops.
But if you imagine every day having to do errands and walk the streets.
Or
and
if there were
horses.
7 of us in the room.
Oh my gosh.
How did girls go to the bathroom together?
Seriously.
You know how we do that whole bathroom together thing?
Yes.
How do they do that? I don't know.
And I have to, for me to walk around the store, you have to
Oh,
kind of
walk for us. Walk
kinda-
for us.
fit through.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise
come on,
you-
little submarine. We'll look at you over there. Look
I've
at you
gotten
over
pretty
there.
good at it now.
She's gotten pretty. Look, she's like a little
But
submarine.
can you imagine gardening
No.
and stuff in this? That's one of the pictures I have is actually the owner's wife in a Victorian outfit.
Oh, can we?
I don't know if you can zoom in on it or not.
Oh, he can. They're magic here.
There's his
This
mother.
is Wave Street Studios. They can do
Yes,
anything.
we love Wave Street. But that's the mother, and she has a bird in her hand, and she's wearing her little Victorian hat, similar to mine. And you can tell that it's more the next period where she's not having to wear such a huge skirt. So,
So another question about
Edwardian, that's the word.
Green Mansion. Edwardian. Another thing, do you have parties? Well, we have wonderful events here. Do you have
Yes,
events there as
we do.
well?
It's a very small venue. We,
Where you can have
75 people, up to 75 people, and we
so
have,
more intimate.
It
This place
is.
can have many
this
more.
is like a big party house.
Right.
Yeah, so you can have
Perfect.
anything. It's more intimate, birthday parties, small weddings, wedding renewals, even dog parties. We have a 9-year-old birthday party. They wanted the whole Disneyland feel, so they rented out the Green Mansion for their 9-year-old birthday party. So it's going to be
Why
fun.
not? And there's parking in the back.
Yes, there's parking in the back, and it's handicap accessible. And you gotta come check it out. It's this huge Victorian house. It's 131 years old. It used to be Consuelo's, then it was Thomas Kincaid's Gallery. It is magnificent.
And you do tours.
Yes, of course. We have a self-guided tour, or we'll give you an actual tour, whichever you prefer. We have all kinds of people that have fallen from the balcony, fires, bodies in the front yard.
Currently, you can have bodies in the front yard.
When they were building the house,
They found
skeleton remains.
recently.
No, back
Like-
in 1886.
Okay, so it wasn't like
No.
forensic files.
No,
'cause I
but it's
missed that.
similar that things are going on right now. I was just at they're doing never mind.
Excavation.
Yes, and they found a bone. And so now that's made the traffic has going to be 2 or 3 weeks more.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
This is recently?
Yes, I was just at a board meeting this morning.
A board for the bone and all the dog. You could
Yep.
just say the dogs brought it in, get away
Yes,
with that.
That's what they were hoping, because they've only found one bone.
That's what I would say.
No
but
other
then,
bone.
Yeah,
So,
you've got,
yeah, sorry I'm boring the.
you're not at all. It's wonderful. I mean, the idea that you could go,
Yes.
you could go for Halloween and maybe find
Yes,
yourself.
we we do have a big
Yeah.
skeleton hanging from the top and a big jack-o'-lantern that lights up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's beautiful. Meanwhile, you have a dog, right?
I do.
Guess what we have?
I heard. I'm so
We
excited
have
too.
a dog trainer, walker, a gal that does everything dog extraordinaire.
And that's what we love. We love, and that's one thing that.
And I do believe she once worked for the zoo, right? Let's wander on over and see what
Yes.
she's got and bring your baby. Oh, she's already got your baby. Or
Yes,
she's
she
got,
does.
or it's got a twin.
But
Someone found me.
Jody, can you introduce
I
Diana?
can. This is Diana Guerrero. She runs DG and PG as one of her businesses. And we'd met a while back, and she knew I like to watch dogs for my friends. So I actually work for her when she needs me. And she has trained me. She has watched me with dogs. It's not something you just fly by night for her. This is an important business to her. So I'd like to introduce you to Diana Guerrero.
Would you like your dog for a little bit?
if you like, for me to take,
I think she's a little comfy, but
if you want,
no, let
If
me
it-
have you take her for a minute. And
okay,
we'll
that way
do
you can
something.
explain
Yeah.
your wonderful business.
And if I might pop in for a second,
Sure.
I understood the word fish is of interest to you or begins your business.
So yes, fish was my first word. Not mom, not dad, fish.
Oh,
And it was kind of this message to everyone on what I would start doing. And my career actually started with marine mammals. Back in the day when the gray whales were endangered, I was out there doing whale watch narrations for school children down in the Los Angeles area. I grew up on a peninsula similar to this in Southern California, the Palos Verdes Peninsula, in a town called San Pedro. So we had canneries and we had very similar things that happened. So it's kind of interesting that I landed here. But fish was my first word, and I started swimming at 3 and ended up doing marine naturalist work and working for Marine Land of the Pacific, which is now no longer. It's just kind of this story that took me along the lines of where are you going, and I took a jump into terrestrial animals training. So terrestrial animals means land animals. So what's that? Elephants, tigers, bears, those
Oh,
types of
my.
things. Oh my, yeah, I was waiting for that. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I knew you would get it. So that's where I actually started training animals. And sea lion, my first claim to movie and television work, because I was a trainer for movies and television, was the golden seal. I did the training on the seal, and she went with another trainer on the set back in the day. And I really kind of went down different pathways and got a degree in exotic animal training and management. So you name it, I've trained it, and I got into pets just because I moved to this little town in the woods in a mountain area. And what do? There's not a lot of call for wild animal trainers in a small town, so I
You
started-
haven't been to some of the local bars, evidently. Just saying.
Non-human,
Was that-
non-human.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, I started a pet sitting business and animal training business back in the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm an early adopter in a lot of different things. And took a leap back into working with the Zoological Society of San Diego as an elephant trainer. And I had a tumble from the top of a hay barn, which shifted my career into writing. And just completely unexpectedly, I got online in '95, had an internet magazine that took off, and just the book deals came right away. Everybody dreams about book deals. I had my first one in 6 months and just have kept going. So I kind of this odd little advisor, author, adventurer, and I love animals. I have a real good skill set with animals. They love me. Today I was swimming in the bay, and fish were following me. I thought, maybe they're following my feet. Maybe they're in my shadow.
You were in this bay?
I was in this bay without a wetsuit swimming.
Glad it's been warm.
We don't call her crazy
It's a
cat lady.
secret.
Did you hear that noise? Dun, 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 dun.
No,
Dun, dun,
no,
dun,
no.
dun.
The fishing fleet was out, so
Oh, okay.
I wasn't too concerned. They were busy, so yeah, so when I moved here, I came on vacation for a long period of time and kept coming more and more and more. And my friend said, just get over it and move. So I did. So I've been here about 2 years and started looking at, okay, what am I going to do? I shifted away from what I was doing and wanted to step out in a different way again. And that's the pet sitting. So I was backing up some pet sitters here that were long established, and we met, and just one thing led to the other, and that's what I'm doing now.
Well, she is amazing, and so I'm going to vote you must be amazing as well.
She is amazing.
She is
She was a
amazing.
great find.
So I do see that you are the ARC lady and DG in PG.
And the ARC lady comes from the work I did with all types of animals. And because I had a home-based business, people just started calling me the ARC lady, like Noah's Ark.
Oh, I
ARK.
get
we
it.
knew it.
Yes.
Is
And
there something ARC wise you could do with this little, that sugar, right?
Yes, this is sugar.
So Sugar is pretty alert. I did a little test with her. Is she trained at all?
Yes.
Okay. So is there something that you have going on with her that's of concern or that you want to accomplish with her?
No.
Okay.
A new
I-
trick, you mean?
I'd like tricks.
Okay, because she's really, one, food more motivated. She's
Yes.
very curious.
Yes.
And one of the things I tend to do with animals is I don't treat every animal the same because they're not the same. So if you have a dog, the breed specifics make that dog different. And
Yes.
within the breed, there's personality differences. And within every species, it's the same. African elephants are
Yes.
different from Asian elephants. You know, bottlenose dolphins are different from porpoises. So they all have like different traits. So poodles are really smart. And she's very, what I call hyper responsive, meaning she's quick to learn, but she's quick to respond. So probably the difficulty with her sometimes is getting her to understand what you want, because she'll be offering you all kinds of things, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the difference. There's a lot of people who like to glob onto like, oh, this is how you train, or this is what works. But really, if you understand behavior, it's all about communication. It's about understanding the animal, and it's about getting better communication with the animal.
So you are telling us, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that not only do you walk a dog, pet, sit a pet, there's evening care as well, right?
Correct.
You can also help correct negative behaviors and encourage positive ones.
I mostly help people get better behavior. So my main business is the overnight pet care. So when someone's
Wonderful.
traveling, I stay on site with the pet in their home. Why? Because it's safer, they're comfortable, they're not
That's
exposed to
wonderful.
disease, the house is safer, and it's not a party zone. It's a profession. And what's happened since I first started my business back in '87 is that there's a lot of people, they are doing side gigs, or they call them side hustles is the term, right? And the problem becomes you endanger your pet, you endanger your home, there's nightmare stories. So that's my specialty. I do dog walking, and yes, my clients tend to love me because I correct bad behavior.
Perfect. And how do we get a hold of you?
DGMPG is the website.com. Easiest way to get a hold of me. And, or you can find me via ARC Lady, ARKlady.com.
And Jill, same thing. Do we just, your hours are?
Yeah, we're open 11 to 5, Monday through Saturday. Oh, no, I'm completely off.
But you're blonde. It's okay. And I can say that because I'm blonde too. And wait a minute.
Yeah, all of us are.
I'm a different shade of blonde now, but yes.
It's okay. So
Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 6. And we're closed Monday and Sundays. Or you can email me, greenmansion361@icloud.com or greenmansion.com, and make sure to always add the E on the word green.
and I just waltzed in.
Yes, you did.
So I just waltzed right in, and I did see a little sparkly. If somebody's got a little, if you're a little girl, 'cause they have this little sparkly brassiere. I'm just saying,
It's
that's the
awesome.
cutest thing ever.
Be
But
cute.
yeah, no,
No,
it would be like an eye patch.
It would be like, yeah,
And
a
I-
nipple cover.
Well, did she say that? She did. She said that.
For her, it'd be just,
Oh, we get eye patch. We
Okay.
get it. Okay, so
forgot we're in.
favorite haunts in Monterey for me. I'm just going to start. You've got the Green Mansion. I want you to tell us a little bit more about that, unless you have another one. The Stevenson House. Has anybody been to the Stevenson House?
Oh,
In Pebble Beach?
Well, you could go to the one in Pebble Beach, but Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson might chase you away. Right. I mean the writer, the author, where Stevenson was there like 2.5 seconds. But they still call it the Stevenson House. Now, that is on Houston Street in Monterey. Now, while Stevenson wasn't there very long, guess who has been there quite some time? Let me see if I can get this correctly pronounced. A Mrs. Manuela Jordan. Now, here's the deal. When I first came here to Monterey, went on the walking tour of the houses, I had no idea about this house. None, zippo, none, nada. Walked in, started to go up the staircase, and I felt, wait a minute, do we have a surprise? Could you please come on in?
It's
I
not
think
haunting us?
it's not. I think I'm going to change directions here. Look what we have for me.
Strong Bloody Mary.
Extra strong, but dear, could you please turn around and who are you?
There's the cameras. There you go.
You are Giovanni?
Giovanna.
Giovanna. And you came from across the street. You can't say where you're from?
Did. I'm from Monterey, California, born and raised. You all look very lovely.
Oh, thank you. We're having
And I snookered her in to bringing us from a restaurant across the street that I can't name the Whaling House. I can't say that, so I won't. Nothing is going to make me say the Whaling House across the street.
You don't mean the one right across the street?
The one right across the
Okay,
street,
but
yeah.
don't mention the name.
No, but
Whaling House.
I know, but she'll get in trouble for that, so we're not gonna say it.
Oh, okay,
But
I won't.
but our local businesses are fabulous. Now imagine if you were having a party and you rented this place to have a big
Yes.
party, or her
Yes.
place to have a little party, a little intimate thing, and had
yes.
Giovanna
Giovanna.
bring
such a
Bloody
name.
Marys because it's Halloween, right? And I got the salt. What's the liquor in here, dear?
She's like, I bring it, I didn't make
yeah.
it.
I apologize.
I can tell you right now, it's the good stuff, and it's got Tabasco in it.
Stuff. I like
It's
that.
got the good stuff. And we'll let you get back to work, and thank you so much. That's
Of course,
delicious.
You enjoy that.
Thank you.
Whaling House, boom, they just bring it to you. In 1 second, I'm going to tell you about Bloody Mary. Do you know about Bloody Mary, the real Bloody Mary?
The historical
The-
Bloody Mary.
well, yeah,
Oh, no. What do you mean about
she's so cute.
Oh,
But I'm going to finish with the Stevenson House, since that's where I was. When I first came to town, I'm walking through the historical downtown, the old Monterey, what are they called?
Peninsula.
It's not the peninsula. Oh, no, we're four
Downtown Monterey.
dumb blondes. Four dumb blondes. This is a nightmare. Okay.
Cannery Road. Yeah.
No,
She did say we had to have talent to come.
exactly. I didn't. So thank goodness. We're Bohemians. Anyway, the Adobes.
The Adobes.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there you go.
Thank you, spirits, for coming and helping us out with that. The Adobes. Stevenson's house. I'm walking up the stairs as the good Lord is my witness. It feels like something is pushing down on me on every level. I am kidding you not. And I
scary.
looked at the
Scary.
docent and I said, I can't breathe. The air was being taken from me. I'm being smushed by a presence. And the woman said, I could barely get up the stairs. And I don't do this all the time. She said, Manuela is here and in presence. She's there. She has never left. Stevenson there, that long. Manuela has been there for years and years and years and still is. She is upstairs in the nursery still taking care of her granddaughters.
Whoa.
Her granddaughters did recover from typhoid fever. Manuela did not. She's still there. I get goosepimples thinking about it. Meanwhile, do you have
My
a favorite ghost?
house, I have a couple. One is Point Sur. It's about 10 miles south of Carmel, and they do this beautiful walking tour. But the houses at the top where the light keepers lived, they're haunted, and there are docents there that will take you on a tour. But I have to tell you, the Halloween is sold out.
Really?
They have 2 different days of Halloween hauntings, and they're sold out. And it was $90 a ticket for that specific.
Shucks. We'll just have our Bloody Marys.
Well, and that's where we were going to have
Yes.
our next book club, but they're sold out.
Oh,
I think Spreckles is just a wonderful place to go for Halloween. You cannot find a place to park in Spreckles, which is all of 4 streets by 5 streets, because everybody loves to go there for trick-or-treating.
Wow.
So, and in the middle of Spreckles is this beautiful park, and so everybody meets there. The parents are talking, kids are out trick-or-treating, and there is a child with every adult. It is amazing. It's the best, well-run trick-or-treating, so controlled.
Nice.
Yes, it is. And everybody loves to decorate their yards, and
We're going to have to come take a peek at that.
yes.
But you have trick-or-treating there, and a spooky story from you?
No spooky stories, but my favorite house, and we're having the Butterfly Parade coming up on Saturday, Pacific Grove. And Pacific Grove is by God, right? So the Methodists, Halloween, not so much. However, we do have the Butterfly House, and if you haven't seen it, it's worth a trip. This man's wife was losing her eyesight, and she loved the butterflies. And as she was losing her sight more and more, he came up with this idea to create this beautiful exterior in their home so she could enjoy the butterflies. So it's this amazing glass and creative home adorned with butterflies and mirrors and lots of other things. And it's lit up at night, and you can just drive down the street and see it at any time. So you can look that up, Butterfly House, Pacific Grove, to find
Wonderful.
out where it is to see it.
And I do know that Pacific Grove, Methodists or not, they're still having a little Halloween thing that's gotten to be a big Halloween thing for the little ones in PG downtown. So that's something that's being offered on the Saturday before Halloween. Now I'm going to sneak over here and talk about this drink.
But
Don't
Also-
worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Also, on Lighthouse, where they're having a little get-together where all the kids can walk the local businesses
They
right
can
there.
walk the walk.
Yeah, and all
Nice.
the businesses will have.
on the Saturday before.
Yes. So I think that's really sweet to do that, and we're participating in that.
Some of you may or may not know that I am actually a school teacher as well before I got into writing full-time and doing all the other shenanigans I'm about. 6th graders in particular are fascinated by the whole Bloody Mary idea. They do the scary, scary Bloody Mary, terrifying, let's go in and do the 3 spins. Well, there really was a Bloody Mary. She was, remember Henry VIII? You guys remember Henry?
Sure.
Sure, Henry VIII. He married Catherine of Aragon. Catherine of Aragon was his first queen. They had lovely Mary as a child. She wasn't a boy, though. Boy, that did not make him very happy. Catherine's mom and dad were Ferdinand and Isabel of Aragon, who sent Christopher Columbus. I don't think anybody wants to talk about him anymore, but I will. But Christopher Columbus was that guy that did whatever he did, and now we can't talk about it anymore. We don't have his day anymore. Isn't that just the saddest thing? But Catherine was Catholic, very Catholic. So was England at the time. Henry couldn't have any babies besides a feminine ruler, so he decided to marry Anne Boleyn. And she had a daughter named Elizabeth, who would become Elizabeth I. They'd have a big stink, but Elizabeth I would end up being all the modern monarchy is now of Elizabeth I. Meanwhile, Henry, Anne Boleyn doesn't work out so well. She loses her head. Too much fun right there for Halloween. Jane Seymour dies in childbirth. Anne Cleves, smartest one of the bunch, she runs away. She stays in the castle. She gets all kinds of money, but she hangs around. She doesn't have anything to do. She divorces him. Catherine Howard loses her head as well. Sure. And then we have Catherine Parr, who's the last wife, and she dies in childbirth as well. Now, Henry's gone. He's passed away, and the crown does, in fact, go to Mary. Well, to do all this shenanigans, Henry has dropped the Catholic Church. Quite the stink. You really ought to read about it or see it on TV or whatever. Meanwhile, so England is no longer Catholic. Mary says, guess what? We're going back. She grabs a cocktail. She said, we're going back to being Catholic again. Now, she believed this quite firmly. So this, you can't look at history from a negative place. You have to look at it what it was. She thought Catholic was the right way to go. So they called her Bloody Mary because she sort of said, you're going to be Catholic or you don't get to stay with us. So there was quite the battle that went on back and forth and back and forth. And that is why they called her Bloody Mary, because politics gets stinky, doesn't it, from time to time. So she became Bloody Mary, known as that. She passed away from natural causes. Elizabeth comes back in, changes it back to the Church of England, and we've seen the monarchy do what we've done. Meanwhile, Kyle gets a really nice drink from across the street. Meanwhile, Pebble Beach Zombie Run is going to be October 21st. I'll just bring this right up here. If you guys do nothing else, do the zombie run. I'm ready. I've got my outfit. Can I do that? Yeah. Okay. Zombie run. $25. Pebble Beach. Zombie run. The t-shirt's worth it. The t-shirt's worth it. It's absolutely fantastic. The cutest t-shirt you have ever seen in your life. And you get to run like a zombie. So get your little zombie outfit, get your little zombie children. Go to these places and get zombie. Do you have zombie outfits?
Of course.
She's got zombie outfits for your little pets. Yeah. So we could get all swelled away with our little zombie ensembles and be in Pebble Beach as well. What a lovely place to spend a little time to run. And you can meet and greet with the nice folks that give you flu shots. Everybody got a flu shot?
Yes.
Yes? No? You don't. So they could go there and get a flu shot. I have mine. I'm all set. But you can go and talk about health issues and this and that and run in the zombie run. There's going to be a tough run where it's, I guess, the healthier undead. Would it be the healthier undead?
The healthier dead.
Yeah, well, the really living dead, the dead that live, versus those of us that are a little bit, we need our baby carriages and our little puppies. So that's what's going on. Got all kinds of, Cannery Row's got parties going on. Wave Street's got things going on. Halloween's just going to be, well, from this point on, from today on, it's going to be nothing but Halloween fun every single weekend. Well, I'm having fun right now.
Yes.
Okay, back over. Meanwhile.
Can I hold that for you?
Oh, you can.
Don't trust her.
Don't trust her.
She'll drink
she's
it.
She's my bestie. She can enjoy it. She's got that. Okay. So, I did promise that. Does anybody play golf?
Yes. Well, I used to. I don't anymore.
No? Good, then they won't know how bad I am. I love that. What a good answer. Okay. You might think I'm batty. Da-da, da-da. My husband, I said, I'm going to show everybody. Where's my little sign? Where's my little sign? Is it gone?
Are you taking golf lessons?
Oh, heck no. That's like cheating, don't you think?
She's
Never.
slugger.
You're a teacher. Teachers always take lessons. Or
Not
give lessons.
on golf. Okay, my husband said he's seen me play golf, and the consensus is for a golfer, I am one heck of a bowler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because my score, I think, is really good. I got a 360. Now, I got to work out. I think that should be celebrated. People didn't want to be a foursome with me. Anyway, I was trying to look up something to talk about for an article I'm writing in another magazine, and I found the Golf Digest channel on YouTube. I mean, if you guys don't know, I mean, you can learn everything. And it said, the Joan Crawford thing with how did she say it with the hangers? You guys, you remember that line?
Not heard that
No more.
Metal hangers?
No more wire hangers.
Wire hangers.
No
Okay.
more wire hangers. Well, golf loves wire hangers apparently. So they said, they can teach you your.
Swing?
Not
Your
your
putt?
Not my hook shot. Where's my other thing? Oh, check it out. I got it all here. Look at this. We're doing the blonde thing. We don't care.
Awesome.
Your pitch shot. I thought the baseball bat worked with it too for the whole pitch thing. So, Ghoulish Golf, the pitch shot. So you got your little pitch shot. You're hitting way too high. Now again, this is not the kind of club I would actually use, but it does work, right? So they said you stick your arms through. Now imagine this is a Halloween costume. He does this. He's got his Duffer's outfit on, and she's dressed as Joan Crawford going, no more wire hanger. I just love that whole idea. Come on, you know it's cute. So if you stick your arms in here, please don't do this and walk though, guys. And you get your, can you just see this?
That's cute.
Huh?
Don't
So-
get hooked by that hanger.
That helps.
I
your-
know there's all
helps
kinds
your
of
form,
danger.
though, huh?
So it's kind of exciting. You can like end up in jail. You could contact your attorney and your medical, a whole thing. But I know you shouldn't walk with this. But this is on Golf Digest video. It's actually called
Really?
"How a Coat Hanger Can Fix Your Pitch Shot." So don't blame me. Don't blame me. It's right there. So you can look at it or not. So and they have a golf club, not a baseball bat. So they do this, but this shows so that you can't get your arms any more than this.
Oh,
And
that's
it's a
smart.
good look too, don't you
I
think?
think it is a good look.
It's a good look. And when you're done, you can hang if you win that green blazer,
Whoa.
You just
think
hang,
about, I'm
hang
talking.
it right up.
So
right?
okay, here I am, imaginary ball.
That might change
Do you
your
see?
score.
I can't lift my arm any higher than that, guys. See that? Huh?
And the other arm, this arm, is it straight? Because that arm should be straight.
Well, I don't
Like
know.
She said the hanger
Get
would
up
fix
here and
all
show
of
us.
it.
Show us how it's done.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
My dad was the golf
See,
instructor.
she fibs. Jody knows how to do it.
It is kind of a neat concept.
Huh? Go stick your hands in the hanger. No falling, no medical. I don't take any. Or I'm stuck.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
And put it on the blue, oh, sorry.
Okay, are you in there?
okay.
Are you in there?
So when is a pitch? When are you at golf that you're pitching?
You're asking me. You
Well,
sad
you're reading
thing,
Golf
you.
Digest.
So I'm thinking a pitch that comes out of the sand, but your golf club's down here. My
I'd
dad
goof
used to
around.
say,
Okay.
always practice with one hand too. So that you could keep your eye on the ball, not where you want it to go.
Oh, you're supposed to be watching the ball?
If you want to hit it, it's a little easier, but this right hand should be straight.
This should be more.
And then my dad had a
direction.
famous saying that most everybody remembered was play from the hole out. That's the best way to play golf, because that hole is where you want the golf ball anyway. But this arm should always be straight.
That looks far better than how I did it. Wow. And did the hanger help?
It does, except I want this arm straight, not this arm, but it
Oh.
worked.
It worked.
Yeah,
So-
you cannot move your arm.
You can't do
You
it.
can only go a certain amount.
And then if somebody, turn around. If somebody makes you crazy, you can go.
Oh, thank you.
Go-
thank you,
go sit
thank
down.
you. I will.
Go sit down. There you go.
That's okay, I'm sitting down with your drink.
She's got my cocktail. She's got my cocktail. She's got my cocktail. And
I
when,
was celebrating Bloody Mary.
I know. We should have had more drinks. We should
As
have had
well
more
as a
drinks.
shout out to my daughter, who's 29 today.
She's
Oh,
29.
Happy
Today.
birthday.
So, Vegas. Anybody doing anything for that? To celebrate, to help, to send, speaking of Bloody Mary?
I'm headed to Vegas at the end of the month, but I was anyway. I have a niece and nephew, her husband, that work on the Strip. And I was very grateful because they called us and they weren't working Sunday night. And I was very, very grateful. So when I get there, I'm hoping that I will be able to find ways to help.
Luckily, I have one friend that attends that festival every year, and he just got offered a job, so he missed that event, which I'm glad he wasn't there.
Unbelievable.
He would have been there. He was the first person I called, figuring that to make sure he was live.
So, no one you know, but that doesn't mean that,
Doesn't mean, that they're
Right.
That other
someone,
people aren't
yeah.
suffering.
right. So if we can give blood, do you, since you have folks there, do you know where to do that at?
I unfortunately can't, just because of doctor's orders. They said I'm anemic, and I wasn't allowed to give blood. I went and gave blood, and then I was bragging about it, and to the doctor, and he's like, "You can't do that." I didn't know I couldn't. I just was with another friend, and I'm like, "I'll do it too," while I was here. But this was a long time ago. I'm off subject, but yes, I have not.
Well, it's a terrible thing, but we too live in this fabulous vacation
Yeah.
place, so we need to be more vigilant, and that's something I don't think we should be afraid. Gosh, darn, I think we should be angry and protecting of one another, to pay more attention, because I'm guilty as all get out to having no attention paid to even where my car is
Yes.
in the parking lot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
these are things that it's time
Yeah.
to grow up.
Yeah.
And we do have people that are there scarier than any Halloween movie,
For sure.
scarier than. And take care, knowing where the
Yes.
exits are.
And a movie's a fantasy where you know that you can escape. And that you couldn't have escaped.
Right, right. So doing things with the rest of our time on this planet to be more safe. For instance, with your pets, the idea of having, instead of leaving them during the day and having a pet sitter come and check on them once in a while, you have a pet sitter come and stay with them, guess what? All night long. Yes?
Yes. And I'll segue, because I'm also part of my publication history, was one of the first disaster preparedness books for the zoological and animal care
Oh,
industry.
do share.
So one of the things that I do that a lot of people don't understand why I do it is I always find out where all the shutoffs are. And back in the early 90s, when we got hit by a 6.7 earthquake.
And do explain what a shutoff is. A lot of
Shut
people
off for
don't know.
utilities. So if you have gas or electrical or water and something happens, a shut off will prevent further damage. So if you have a water heater, for instance, go down in an earthquake, what will happen is you can shut off the water so you don't have flood damage, right? But what a lot of people don't understand is, like, let's look at all the things that have been happening, the hurricanes, the flooding. There are steps that you can take to be prepared if something happens by having a carrier. I noticed you have a carrier, but having extra food and water in case you have to grab and go. If you have to be evacuated, are you ready to do that? And many people are not. They don't even have extra food on site for themselves or for their pets. So it's just being proactive and conscious in how you're moving through life, whether it's going out for the evening, whether it's understanding what's going on in your surroundings, or whether it's actually taking actions that are real conscious. So when we got hit by a 6.7 earthquake in the town I lived in, the roads were closed due to landslides, and somebody's not agreeing with me.
She thinks it's a spider. Or some
sees a
animal.
shadow.
She thinks there's someone running by.
You're gonna protect
Creepy.
us?
It's creepy and scary, Sugar.
Maybe there's a ghost with us right
Do you
now.
wanna take her to look?
She sees it.
Yeah, it's lights.
Oh, the lights.
But that's right, to keep vigilant and to be
Calm down.
prepared ahead of time.
Right, and so the neighbors went in and made sure everything was good. And by the time I had finished my rounds, all the animals were safe, the houses were secure. The additional damage was prevented. So just by being conscious and taking steps on doing those things can make a big difference. Whether it's, you know, a man-made situation or a natural disaster. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Do we want to do something with her? Do we have time?
We do, but as a historian, I want to add one more thing, and then we want to watch you do that. 1886, now there were fires after fires after fires down at Cannery Row, especially down there, and the Del Monte Hotel. Again and again, the Hotel Del Monte was built in 1880 by Charles Crocker, most of us know that. Yet it burnt down once about 20 years later. And then about 10 years later, the whole darn row pretty much caught on fire up into the Tevis Murray Mansion. It stopped there. I personally think the spirit of Mr. Murray, who was really annoyed that those smelly sardines came in, I think the spirit of Mr. Murray went, burn the whole darn row right up to his place. It didn't even burn his windmill, burned right, but the point being, how did that wonderful house of yours escape, and how do you protect it now?
One thing, if you see the picture from 1886, there's not one tree. There really normally wasn't trees in this area due to the wind and the beach area. And almost, they say 10,000 to 25,000 trees were planted by Mr. Green during his lifetime here in Monterey. So a lot of the trees have been added.
And what did he do for a living?
He done so many things. He actually was a miner, then he invested in stocks. He brought the railroad to Monterey. He built Monterey Hotel. If you look at the very top, it says Green on the very top.
The Monterey Hotel is haunted.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, it's one of the most haunted places they say. I haven't been
Really?
there.
That's his hotel.
That's a big
Big,
haunt,
big.
a big Monterey Hotel, a big haunt. Yeah.
He actually donated $16,000 in the 1930s during the Depression to build a breakwater here in Monterey. So that's what's responsible for a lot of industry and things that happened here. So a lot of people don't realize that he had a lot of impact on Monterey Peninsula. So, but getting back to your question about the fire, I think basically because there wasn't any trees during that really bad time. And then he had lots of luscious things when he did finally put it on there. He had more non-burning. There's such a thing.
Succulents.
Succulents, huge succulents.
Well,
Yes, I have pictures of this gigantic succulents even made in the shape of stars and moons and that were on his property.
wonderful,
Yeah, so I'm sure that helped.
wonderful. Yes, so what could we expect
So
to
let's,
do with Sugar?
so let's clear that black table. That way we have her up high.
Shall we all do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't have a mic on.
There's some of the succulents
Oh,
too.
gosh, yes.
Hey there, Sugar. Oh, I thought I did that.
Sugar,
Dun, 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 dun.
ah, honey,
Honey, you are my candy girl.
That's why they don't let me sing either. No golf, no singing.
Hey,
Here,
Sugar.
you
So
see it?
let's start with this. What behaviors does she know already?
Okay, sit, or, yeah, see, because she's sitting down.
Aw, can we point her
And up.
towards the cameras? Oh, okay, never mind.
I think she doesn't understand the word, but she understands the motion, which is up, up, up.
Okay, so she has some behaviors. And then what happens is sometimes there's not clarity as far as when a behavior ends and when a behavior begins.
Yes.
And so a lot of times when like dogs are barking,
Yes.
you
I'll
can
put it
teach
this way.
a dog a perimeter bark and a close proximity bark.
Okay.
There's no reason for dogs to be barking out of control all the time. So let's see if
I'll
we
move the
can do
treats
something.
Your area,
I have some,
just so
right?
they're out of my hand, so.
So if you wanted to start a behavior with her, she's really good at following and really good at food motivation. Right?
That was cute.
So when you start a behavior, you start with little incremental steps. You don't go for the full amount at one time. So she's really attentive. You get to look at her back, right? And I get to look at her cute little face, right? So you can start her by going, sugar, spin. Good. Now, if I use treats, but not always.
Right.
Because you
Right.
can use a voice. What you're looking for is something to mark a behavior.
Okay.
So that's why people have used clickers. Some
Right.
people have used dog whistles.
Yes.
There's a whole long history. You don't have to use treats. If a dog's motivated by touch or
Right.
toys, you can do things like that. But treats, if they're food motivated
Right.
like she is, it's the fastest way to get a behavior. And you just want a flavor burst. You don't want
Right.
to give them too much,
Yes.
right? And you're a petite flower, so you don't need so much, right? Good girl. So she's giving me eye contact, and I'm going to reinforce that
Okay.
because I want it. A lot of times, dogs will not look at you because it's bad manners.
Okay.
Chimpanzees the same way. It's a long history
Yeah.
of some animals won't look at you because it's a threat or it's
Yeah.
bad manners.
I get nowhere with my chimpanzees. I'm
You
telling you.
know,
How about
yeah.
you? Nope.
No. Well,
I just want to
you
go
got
out.
to. So now. Exactly right. Glad you caught that. So I want her to look at me, and I'll just say her name, Sugar, and she looks at me, and I can reinforce that.
She's like this.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, let's spin. Good. So I'm going to see if we can get this. She's not going to really know it. She's just following right now, right?
So you're not even
But-
going to tell her to do
But
this.
I'm going to give her
Oh,
a
she
cue.
loves you.
I'm going to give her a
Okay.
cue with the verbal and the motion. So what will happen, what we do in the movie and television industry, is you can later on do this, and that's the cue that you can use on camera without a verbal. So
Okay.
you can use the
Yes.
verbal and the gesture and then separate them out, right? Ready? Sugar, spin. Good. And I'll reinforce her at the end.
Okay.
Now, sometimes if you're starting to train, you notice initially I gave her a treat right away
Right.
before the spin was complete. You want to give them, sometimes a dog won't have attention that
Okay.
whole amount of time.
Right.
If it's a difficult behavior,
Right.
you want to reward success right away.
Okay.
So if I'm teaching a dog to sit and the dog sits crooked, I reinforce that behavior with a treat. I give them a treat, right? Or
Okay.
say good.
Yes.
And then I can get that straight sit later.
Okay.
It's the motion.
Okay.
So this is the motion. Now because she's so easy,
Right.
we're gonna reward that at the end because she's so responsive, right?
Are you responsive?
Spin. Now she's just following the treat right now, so
Right.
you'll work on that.
Okay.
We'll try it one more time. Sugar, spin.
Oh
Good,
God.
excellent.
So
Okay,
now
so
you could
she
do that.
has the concept,
Yes.
right? But I'm gonna have you do it.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it in small steps, not the whole
Okay.
thing like I showed you.
Okay.
See how you do. Because really, it's training the person,
Okay.
right?
Yes, it's us instead of the dog
Yeah.
that you have to train.
And you get her nice rear view. So you'll just
I
do
could-
this, right?
Yeah,
Right
okay,
here,
I
and
go
this
over there if you
camera's
want.
there. And you'll just go like this. Spin. With the-
Spin, sugar,
like this. Spin. Good. So you'll reinforce right there.
and
And
keep
then
it
the
lower.
second time,
I'm not coming back around.
spin. Good. Okay. So you'll just do it to here.
Okay.
And then say the word
Okay.
while
Spin, spin,
you're going too fast. There you go.
spin.
Now, what do you see that's different? So you have a test.
Okay.
Why isn't she responding? Do you know why?
Because you got treats?
No. Because you're using your right hand, not your left.
Oh.
And I've been using my left, right?
Oh, it's like magic.
Yeah.
Good girl.
So it's little
We
things
all
like
need
that.
to hire you.
That, yes,
That
you
was
do.
cool.
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying, we all need to hire you.
So it's
You're
those
so
little
smart.
things, it's the communication, right?
Wow.
What you think you're teaching and what the dog interprets are two
Yes.
different things.
Yeah.
So that one little thing made all the difference, right?
Wow.
So go ahead, here's your.
I got one.
Okay, do it again.
Spin.
Perfect.
Oh,
And so you want to
yay!
reward
Down.
right there. Okay, so here's
Down.
how it looks again.
Good.
No,
good.
don't confuse behaviors.
Oh. Oh, really?
You
See, I would-
are
that's-
naughty girl.
Because I would have her do like, I would have her do like 10 tricks
Where's the
before I
wire
give her a treat. I
hanger?
had her like figure
So
it out.
here's that's a really great example because people
Yeah.
get excited.
I get it, and I would do
I'm
one
So,
right after
now.
the
so
other.
if we were doing movie and television work,
Okay.
that would totally
Do the drink.
totally not work.
That's me.
Okay.
Because you would go through like all these behaviors
Yes.
and not get the
No.
behavior you want.
Right.
So what you want to do is be really clear when you're first training something
Okay.
and not mix it with something
Okay.
else.
Okay.
Then later on, what you can do is do a sequence of different
Okay.
things
Okay.
and get that. So like a lot of times dogs, okay, so if you're watching, if you ask your dog to SIT,
Right.
if you've always taught your dog to do a down
Right.
after, you're gonna do what's called linking the behavior, chaining the
Oh,
behavior.
And I've done
In the
that.
dog's head, it's one behavior.
Yes.
In your head, it's two, but
Mhm.
the dog doesn't get that. So always keep them separated out. So since she did so well, we're gonna stop there.
Okay.
And that's the big secret too.
Okay.
Because a training session would be to go until you get the
Yes.
success you want and
Okay.
then stop and have a party.
But don't
You
have,
have a dog party, you
Okay.
play, you do fun things, and
Okay.
then later on you go back. The old school way is work and work
Yeah.
and work and work.
yeah,
And no,
no.
you don't need
Okay.
to do that.
And oftentimes in this studio, Wave Street, they have many yoga classes. So right now, Sugar is doing for us downward facing
Down dog.
dog.
Or extended puppy. Come on. Extended puppy.
Can we
No.
do extended puppy?
Extended puppy. Come on.
And watch this.
Come on.
You see how we've learned this? Watch this. Around. Look at.
So let's give him a shot. Let's give him
Not
a
getting
shot.
it.
Sugar.
Good.
Mine.
Excellent.
I'm not taking that. I dropped it on the front.
Okay, so there's your lesson for the day. So
Thank you very
make
much.
more sense?
Yes, it does.
Well,
And she's a really good, she's very attentive,
Yeah.
has a very high food drive.
Yes.
She's really responsive. And that's, she's
Important.
smart.
Yes.
She's
She wants to please.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she's at the hall. Yeah, and you probably get away with a lot.
That's the
don't you?
problem.
but she's a little sweetheart.
Yes.
In fact, I have a room full of little sweethearts.
Yes.
So I want to thank you all. I wish you all happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
And are we waving? We're ready to go, right? So we're going to say goodbye. And again, we're going to enjoy our Halloween
Yes.
in Pacific Grove. We're going to enjoy our Halloween on Kennery Row. We are going to enjoy our Halloween in Monterey and everywhere. And we could do the mash. He wants us to do some wiggling. Come on, go
The
ahead.
monster mash.
We need music. Some music guitar.
Make her own
Go for
music.
it. And I'm just going to sit here and drink because I think Vita Mita Benjamin. There is a Lucy Ricky thing too in
Come
Carmel.
to Green
A
Mansion.
Lucy Ricky thing.
Right
Come
on
to
Lighthouse
Green
and
Mansion.
Drake. Across from Bass Springs.
Come to Green Mansion and see how beautiful it looks all the time,
Yes.
especially at
Tuesday through Saturday.
Halloween
Yeah,
time.
she's good.
Fantastic.
And hire her, 'cause she's a
Cheers.
great trainer.
Cheers.
and
Happy
it-
birthday, Emma.
And when you have a chance, pop by Wave Street Studios. Grab a cup of coffee. Bye, guys.
Bye for now.
Cheers.
It's a wrap.
Would you like to see your mom?
Ew.
She's like, no, you have all the truth.
Just great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good.